My 31M wife, 32F, has proposed a threesome with another girl, 28F. My wife Ash and I have been married for 8 years. I always knew she had bisexual interests or was at least bi-curious, but it never bothered me. In the past we visited strip clubs as well, and she too enjoyed private dances. Last week Ash told me she had been thinking for a while if maybe we could consider occasionally including another girl in our sex life. I asked her what she meant, and she brought up that her friend Claire had expressed an interest in us. I know Claire, and she always seemed a quiet, unassuming woman, and I was surprised about this. My wife said that before they could have further talk about this, she wanted me to know and have my opinion. She said she thinks she would really like that, and it could spice up our bedroom. I was more concerned than anything else. I read many horror stories about threesomes gone wrong and poly relationships never working out in the end. My wife countered she doesn't want a poly relationship, just a sexual thing, and that she understands my concerns and that if I fear it would damage our marriage she will take it off the table without any ill feelings. She still asked me to seriously consider it because it could be something beautiful to share, and she wants me in it because she wouldn't enjoy it at all if I consented but kept out. So either both of us are in, or the thing is off. She also said we'll be extensively talking with Claire before anything happens and discuss boundaries, limits, and conditions. Ash is a very logical woman, so logical that we joke that like all engineers she doesn't live, she functions, so I am drawn to trust her on the logistic and emotional aspects of this. I brought up if she could get jealous of Claire if I did anything with her. She replied she actually fantasized about it. She also reiterated that Claire is not taking the place of any of us, she is an extra, and she knows it, like the strippers we visited. I'm leaning to trust Ash and I am considering it, but I still have lots of concerns. What should I do? Should I at least talk about this with both of them before giving a green light? TLDR wife proposed a threesome with another girl, I don't know what to do. Update. I spoke with Ash at length about her proposal and her friend Claire. I brought up some of the points you guys made, and some I was concerned about, such as, would this green light bringing other people, including men, in our relationship? Why Claire? Do I have to be concerned about the two of them having feelings I don't know about? Do I have to be concerned about Ash's feelings potentially get hurt if I do anything with Claire? I didn't put those as accusations, but as concerns on my part, which Ash replied to very exhaustively. First, it doesn't have to be Claire. She's very much into the idea and available, but she has already accounted me not wanting her and won't take it personally if that's the case. For now we have decided for me to meet up with Claire both on my own, with Ash's knowledge, to discuss things, and also for me to know her better, and with my wife if things progress. About them having feelings, Ash told me that Claire is basically a seasoned unicorn, she never caught feelings for any couple and is good at distancing herself if anyone catches feelings. As for Ash, she has admitted her only feelings for Claire are that for a friend and admittedly, some sexual attraction. As for me and Claire doing things, Ash has outlined her desires as to her banging an attractive woman, and her watching me banging an attractive woman. Sort of something voyeuristic, and she said she dreamed and fantasized about this for a while now, basically fantasizing about me cheating on her, but with her approval. I am still wrapping my head about all this, and she assured me if I get too uncomfortable about this, we can shelve the whole thing no question asked. She assured me that her fantasies are not worth compromising our marriage for a couple of orgasms if I'm not up to it. She says I have the last say, and she'll respect it no matter what. This reassures me, and for now, we are still in the considering it stage. TLDR wife and I spoke, we are still considering it. Feeling nervous about meeting the unicorn. Hey guys, me again. My wife and I spoke again and I finally agreed to meet Claire for a coffee in the next days. The catch is, my wife Ash won't be there. She doesn't want to. She told me that's because she already met with Claire one-on-one, and it's fair I do the same to make myself an idea about her without influences. I expressed my doubts that this seems like Linda setting me up for a date, and without skipping a beat Ash said that it is a date of sorts, or I can frame it as an interview. She says the point is also to see if Claire and I hit it off. Then we'll meet her together. Thoughts? How should I exactly behave here? What questions should I ask, and what are the big no-nos? I met the unicorn today. All went quite well. I was a bit nervous, but she's really friendly and laid back, was a bit flirty and made me some compliments, and that really helped in making me comfortable. She was quite direct and answered my questions without beating around the bush, and I liked she didn't try to sell the idea, rather just giving me the elements for a decision. Although she did note that most guys of the couples she played it were way too eager, and she actually appreciated my being cautious about it, and she respects if I end up saying no. We didn't discuss much details about what we'll actually do. She agreed with me it would be better to talk about this with my wife and agree on the conditions and boundaries. However, she did mention she could be the one taking the lead with us, as her experience would help in making sure neither of us feels left out and we can all have fun and be satisfied. That's the update as of now. I decided we won't go through with it. Hey guys, after reading many comments and threads, I decided that having a threesome with another woman like my wife asked is not a good idea, and I don't feel comfortable going through with it or talking any more about it. I am considering asking my wife if we should cut off the other woman, and maybe stop some activities we did before, visiting strip clubs, and perhaps consider putting some hard limits and boundaries on our sex life. I don't want to risk what we have for some bit of fun, and you guys helped me realize that. Thank you for all the advice and comments. Relevant comments. Henri_loves_brunch_2. Group sex is only fun if everyone is enthusiastic. Good call. OOP. I was a bit intrigued, but I changed my mind. I hope she won't be too bummed about it. Grumpy__G. Being intrigued and enthusiastic are two different things. OOP. Exactly. In the end, it's better to not indulge in this. Grump__G. You made the right decision. Good luck. Just a dude from's. Sounds like that's a good decision for you to make. How do you think your wife will feel about firstly, not having the threesome with this girl and Josh it seems your wife really wants? Then also stopping all your other activities as well? OOP. I still haven't told her, but she noticed my enthusiasm died down and I have become admittedly a bit distant. I think she'll be a bit bummed about it, honestly. Just a dude from's. Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. So you'll need to manage that conversation with her carefully. Clearly you want to focus on your own relationship, which is a positive thing. So try to ensure that you talk about these positive things you want in your relationship as well. OOP. You are right. Things will change. I thought we were doing fine, but evidently something was going wrong if we got to this. Ardent phycologist. Just be prepared that she might not have come to the same conclusion. OOP. She said she would have respected my decision, and she's a woman of her word. If this becomes a problem for her, I'm afraid we do have a problem. Ardent phycologist. I mean, I don't know how to tell you this, but someone's word is worth its weight in gold. She might have even said it in good faith, but it's gonna be real hard for her not to develop resentment towards you, when the only roadblock to exploring the lifestyle is you. OOP. Look, if she decides that banging another woman is a hill to die on, she's not the woman I married. Last update. I didn't want to post anything anymore on Reddit, and this will be my last post. I didn't want to log in anymore, but I saw my story on TikTok and curiosity got the best on me. And I saw how it got reposted around. First, let me say that asking for advice on this site was a mistake. I got people making wild assumptions, making me second-guess my whole relationship. I got men propositioning themselves when I made it clear we aren't interested in other men. Some creep sent me Facebook info about a certain Claire asking me if it was her. She's not. The names I put here are not the real ones, and I don't want to talk about some outright vile stuff I got in my DMs. You people suck. As for me and my wife, I didn't shut down our previous activities or put restrictions on our sex life, and I don't want to. It's stuff we have done for years, we always enjoyed it, and it makes no sense to stop it because some pro-clutchers I will never have to deal with in my life are put off by it. My wife and I have watched plenty of times other women rubbing themselves on either of us, and no jealousy came out of it. We had Claire over for dinner last Tuesday. We just talked and nothing else. And honestly, it just reinforced my view of her as straightforward and honest girl, not the vile temptress some people made her out to be. She answered every question and doubt me and Ash had right away, even the most uncomfortable and ugly. Ash too had her worries, not just me. Claire did her best to assuage our doubts, and proposed that if we do go forward with her, because we could decide to pick someone else and both her and Ash are perfectly okay with it, she'll be the one taking the lead. Given her experience, she knows how to keep things balanced and not make anyone feel left out, basically tailoring the experience to make sure everyone is satisfied. We agreed to consider proceeding by baby steps and not jump straight up into the threesome. That's it. Whenever we will do it, if we will do it, how it will go will be our business alone, and this the last update I will be posting. I want to sincerely thank the, admittedly very few, people who offered genuine advice and didn't jump into wild assumptions and judgments. I won't be reading nor replying to any comment or DM. Comments. Veronica 9216. Bravo, OP bravo. That's all I can say to you. You took the most communicative and healthy path. What matters is that you and Ash are happy. You need to not care about anyone else except you two, and the girl you might be sharing the company of. Whenever you will go through this experience or not, I am sure you guys will be okay. Impressive Jean 3749. I know this sub is very monogamous and also dramatic stories get the most attention, but my husband and I had a threesome with one of my friends 18 months ago, and it's had zero negative consequences on any of our relationships with each other. My friend suggested it, my husband and I talked about it extensively, and it was fun. We're all still buddies, I never felt jealous. None of us had done anything poly before, but it ended up just being a fun evening, and morning after, that my husband and I look back at fondly. Exciting, Gap 1200. This has been refreshing to read. My wife has recently been dropping a lot of hints and acting a way that seems bi-curious to me. We'll be super touchy and flirty with random other girls at the bar and describing them in a way I think is sexual. I've asked directly if she could ever see herself being with a woman, and she directly says no, because she'd never cheat on me. I said, well, it wouldn't be cheating if I'm there. She said, if never do that for you, and besides, I'm somebody's mom. It makes me uncomfortable to think about the whole thing and fear the negative outcomes that so oftentimes follow such a thing. And it's refreshing to see a man taking a deep breath and thinking hard about this, instead of just jumping in because it's what every boy fantasizes about. Leucistic Bear. Yeah, you've got to be careful coming to Reddit for advice. My impression is that several years ago, there was a big influx of new, mostly young users. You've no way of knowing whether or not your comments are the sage advice of someone who has been in your shoes or a middle schooler parroting something they heard on their favorite TV program. Relationship subs in particular seem to be full of angry cuckolds and incels, full of negativity and pessimism. OK_breakfast 9531. This is, as many have said, very refreshing. The wise advice is not yes/no, it's about process. It's about taking the time to talk, understand, hear what your partner has to say, what the other party has to say, and think honestly about what you want. It's about not jumping one way or the other rashly. It's about sober consideration and communication. Whatever the decision is. Littlecats_3. Honestly, I'm glad you are taking your time. This is not a decision to rush, and also it's always okay to change your mind. Even if you find yourself in the middle of everything, you can still change your mind. Open communication is key in every relationship, and that's what you have with your wife. I agree that your sex life with her before this was working, so why change that? Again, open honest communication about what everyone likes/doesn't like, is comfortable with is good in every marriage. As far as the threesome, take your time,